Do you want to apply for a study residence permit or a study visa? Then pay attention to this video, as that is what we are going to explain. Hello everyone, good morning. I am Ricardo Cárdenas, an expert lawyer in immigration law and Spanish nationality. Look, in today's video, I am going to explain what a study visa and a study residence permit are, or what the difference is between them. Essentially, it is the same. What differs is the place where one applies for a study visa or a study residence permit. This is what a person who wants to come to Spain to study does. They can be university studies, intermediate vocational training, higher vocational training, or any other type of training leading to the attainment of a professional certificate. Or they can also be studies related to languages. You can come to Spain to study Spanish, to study Catalan, and so on. When we talk about a study visa, it means that we live in a country where it is necessary to apply for a visa to come to Spain. Therefore, we will need to submit the documentation at the Spanish consulate that corresponds to our residence, right? On the other hand, when we talk about applying for a study residence permit, it is because coming from our country of origin does not require a visa. For example, I will give you the example of a Moroccan who wants to come to study for a university degree or who comes to study Spanish in Spain. Well, then the Moroccan has to apply for a study visa at the Spanish consulate that corresponds to his residence in Morocco in order to come to Spain. On the other hand, if we talk about, for example, an Argentine who wants to come to Spain, since a visa is not required to travel from Argentina to Spain, they would simply come directly to Spain. And from here, it is very important to note that during the first 60 days of the 90-day visa we have, because you know that when a person comes to Spain, they have a legal stay of 90 days to carry out their procedures or to be a tourist. Therefore, if you are an Argentine coming to Spain and want to apply for the study residence permit from within Spain, you must do so within the first 60 days of entering Spanish territory. Understood? Well, we have already explained the difference between the study visa and the application for a study residence permit, which depends on whether we apply from within Spain or from the Spanish consulate in our place of residence. Next, we are going to talk about the requirements. What are the requirements? Well, first of all, we need to have an enrollment. Point number one, enrollment. We need to be enrolled in an official educational institution, whether for obtaining a professional certificate, in an official language school, preferably one that is part of the Instituto Cervantes, or in university studies, master's programs, postgraduate studies, whatever it may be. Okay, we need to have our enrollment, and we must have been accepted by the institution where we want to study. It is very important to keep in mind that there are many times, for example, if you want to pursue university studies, you will need to have your high school diploma recognized. In this degree recognition process, we can also help you, okay? Then we would continue, apart from the enrollment, with the financial means. We need to demonstrate $600 for each month we are going to study in Spain. What do I mean? That if we come to Spain to study a 6-month Spanish course, we will have to prove that we have $600 for 6 months. $3,600 for 6 months. We need to prove that we have enough money to support ourselves and live in Spain. Is that clear? This money can be proven in many ways. This money can be proven by having the available balance in a bank account in Spain. We can prove this money if our father provides us with a bank guarantee from the country of origin stating that he makes a bank guarantee of $3,600 available to us. It is very important, and I tell you this from experience, that the bank guarantees must always be from the parents, okay? From the parents, because we have presented bank guarantees from other relatives, such as uncles, and they do not accept it at the immigration office, which we do not understand. But well, it is essential. Or I recommend that the bank guarantee always be provided by the parents, and if we can demonstrate that we can bring the money to Spain, then we can open an account here, deposit the money to prove this financial solvency of $600 for each month that we are going to study in Spain. You already know that the student residence card is granted for a maximum period of 1 year. That is the maximum time. Therefore, the maximum financial means that will be required from us are $7,200 for the entire year of distance learning. Then we also need health insurance, private health insurance, which must be a complete private health insurance with 5 payments, a complete health insurance with 5 payments. We, from our Office of Immigration Experts, work with the company DKV, which provides us with very affordable insurance for students, and therefore we can also assist you with the purchase of this private health insurance. Then, a medical certificate will also need to be obtained, but this is a very simple matter. Here in Spain, it costs around $30 or $40, which is a medical certificate stating that you do not have any diseases, according to the international regulations of 2005. Okay. If you need to apply for the student visa in your country of origin, you can also obtain these medical certificates in your country of origin. You need to ask at the Consulate of Spain where you will submit the documentation, which clinics they have agreements with, so that you can go to those clinics to get the medical certificate, okay? Will it also be necessary to present the criminal record certificate whenever the studies you are going to undertake are longer than 6 months? Is that correct? If the courses are less than 6 months, it is not necessary to provide the criminal record certificate. And then, what I also ask my clients is to provide accommodation, a certificate of accommodation, which is where they will be staying during their study period. Have they rented a place? Do they have a reservation in a student residence? Are you going to sleep at a relative's or friend's house? In these cases, what I also do is take the relative or friend to the notary to create a declaration document to certify in some way that their relative or friend is going to sleep or stay at their home during the study period, okay? And then two very important things before we finish this video. The first question, which is very important and the one you always ask us, is whether you can work with a student residence card. The answer is yes and no. It depends on the studies we are going to undertake. If we pursue higher education, if we pursue university studies, if we pursue postgraduate studies, or if we pursue studies to obtain a professional certification. Is the work authorization already intrinsic to the residence permit for studies? Is that correct? So, if I come to Spain to study for a university degree, I will be able to work directly without any problem, right? I am not going to have to request any authorization from the immigration office to work. Can I work directly for a maximum of 30 hours a week, which is 75% of the working hours? Is that correct? And now, geographical mobility is also allowed, so I can be studying at the University of Granada, but I can work in Malaga, right? I can be studying in Madrid, but I can have a job in Toledo. There is no problem with that, right? Geographic mobility is allowed, and one can work up to 30 hours a week, 2009. Finally, a question that I'm also asked is whether you will be given a physical card, the plastic card itself. Well, the answer is yes and no. It depends. It will also depend on whether the studies we are going to undertake are longer than 6 months. If we are going to take a course that lasts 10 months, we will be undertaking studies that last 10 months. And if we will be issued a physical card, the plastic card, the foreigner identity card, TAI, yes. On the other hand, if the duration of the studies is less than 6 months, because we come to Spain to take a course, for example, a 5-month Spanish course at the Cervantes Institute, our Study Stay Authorization will not grant us a physical card as long as it is less than 6 months. It will also not include work authorization. If we come to Spain to study a language, it does not automatically come with work authorization, and we will not be given a physical card if the studies are less than 6 months. Is that clear? Well, as you can see, in our expert immigration office, we are more than prepared to assist you with your application, whether you are doing it from your country of origin, from the Spanish consulate, or if you want to come to Spain and submit the application from here. It would be good that whenever you wish to apply for the student residence visa, you contact our office before coming to Spain, so that we can have a video call and prepare all the paperwork, ensuring that everything is ready when you arrive in Spain and that you do not encounter any problems. So contact them now. Get in touch with Expert Immigration.